Good morning, dear students. In our previous lecture, we have studied regarding Raoult's law for volatile and non-volatile solutes. So today we will continue our topic with the limitations of Raoult's law. What are the various limitations? Now, Raoult's law is applicable only to very dilute solutions. It is not applicable to solutes which dissociate or associate in a particular solution. Means Raoult's law is applicable only when solution is behaving like an ideal solution. When there is no association or dissociation of solute in a particular solution, solution is very dilute, it will behave like an ideal solution. Similarly, it is applicable only when del V of mixing is equal to 0 and del H of mixing equal to 0. Where del V of mixing means volume change on mixing, that is equal to 0, and enthalpy change on mixing, that is equal to 0. When solute and solvent are mixed, what is the volume change if this is equal to 0, and what is the enthalpy change if this is equal to 0? The solution is behaving like ideally and it will follow the Raoult's law. Now, next we have to find out total vapor pressure in terms of mole frictions of components in the vapor phase. In yesterday lecture, we have defined total vapor pressure in terms of mole friction of components in solution phase. So today we will find out its relation with the mole friction of components in the vapor phase. For binary solution of two components A and B, if XA and XB are mole frictions in liquid phase, in that case, according to Raoult's law, PA is equal to XA into PA naught and PB is equal to XB into PB naught. So total vapor pressure will be equal to XA PA naught plus XB PB naught. Now suppose mole frictions in vapor phase are YA and YB. In solution phase we are having XA XB, and in the vapor phase we are having YA and YB. So YA will be related to the total vapor pressure by this formula. YA will be the ratio of partial pressure of A to total vapor pressure. Similarly, YB will be equal to ratio of partial pressure of B to the total vapor pressure. From here we can say PA is equal to PYA and PB is equal to PYB. Now, PA is equal to XAPA naught and PA is equal to PYA. From these two relations, we will get XAPA naught is equal to PYA and XBPB naught is equal to PYB. Now we are already having P is equal to XAPA naught plus XBPB naught. We can write XA is equal to 1 minus XB. So 1 minus XB into PA naught plus XB into PB naught, that is equal to total vapor pressure. In terms of XB, the total expression is coming out P minus PA naught divided by PB naught minus PA naught. Here we are getting the mole friction of B, which is in the solution phase, how it is related to the total vapor pressure and vapor pressure of components in the pure state. Now, XB is equal to P minus PA naught divided by PB naught minus PA naught, and XB PB naught is equal to PYB. We will use this expression of XB in this equation, from where we will get the relation between total vapor pressure and mole friction of components in the vapor phase. So using this equation, in this equation what we are getting? We are getting PYB is equal to P minus PA naught divided by PB naught minus PA naught into PB naught. Now rearranging these equations, where PYB is into PB naught minus PA naught, that is equal to P minus PA naught into PB naught, and finally we are come up with the relation total vapor pressure is equal to PA naught into PB naught divided by PB naught plus PA naught minus PB naught into YB. So this expression is giving the relation between the total vapor pressure and mole friction of component in the vapor phase, and we are having here vapor pressure of pure components A and B.